Hey guys, it's Peyton here again, one of the art therapists from Sinai Hospital, and I'm here to give you another painting tutorial for our Tracy's Kids YouTube page. This is a project called Pour Painting because what we're going to do is use acrylic paint, or you can use tempera if that's easier, or something that you have laying at home. Even the little painting plastic dishes work very well. But what you're gonna need are a number of Dixie cups, some water, and your paint. And first what you're gonna do is pour a little bit of paint in the bottom of your cups. Just about enough so that it covers the bottom, like this. Because you're gonna make it a little bit fuller when you add the water. So I'm gonna go through each of these colors. You can choose whichever colors you'd like. I just thought that these might mix together well. Once again, you just pour about that much in. And I'll do these really quickly. Just fill in the bottom up there. And once you have put the paint into your cups, you are then going to take your water, which I have right here, and pour it into each of the cups. I like to fill it up just about a quarter. I know that's a difficult measurement to explain or to show on a video because it would pour out, but you just pour it in there. With that one, a quarter may have been a little too much. Just put a tiny bit in and see. So basically just fill up that very bottom layer. I'm sorry, I added too much to the last one, common mistake. And just mix that color in with whatever mixing tool you have. I see I have a pen here. And do that with each of your cups. But make sure to wipe off your mixing tool in between. Obviously, you're gonna mix the colors together once you pour them later. But you're just gonna make sure the consistency is slightly thicker, slightly thinner than it would be with the normal paint right out of the tube. If you need to, you can even add a little bit of extra paint. That may be what I do in the case of my lime green, because the paint is maybe a little bit too thin. But even if it is too thin, it's usually just fine as long as you're controlled in the way that you're pouring it onto your canvas, as not to have it run over or get on, the table or the carpet, whatever surface you're working on. I'm just working on my kitchen table here. I made sure to cover it with just a trash bag. It has been sticking down pretty nicely so far. So once I get all of my little paint cups full, I'm gonna try and show you guys kind of the amount that's in there. Whoops, I just poured a little out, but it's just a little bit thicker than the regular paint would be. Thinner, I keep saying that, I'm so sorry. So now we've got these cups and they're filled with a slightly thinner version of our acrylic paint. And what we're gonna start doing, and this may be a little bit difficult to show here, but you're just gonna start pouring it on. And because, I'm just gonna add a little bit of water, just like shake it up a little. Because of the nature and the messiness of this project, I may have to lean it up in some ways that are not as ideal for this project, but it's going to show you how the process works and how by pouring this thinned out paint together, it starts to form a really cool marbled version of all your colors mixing together. So I like to do one at a time. I know that there are other versions of pour painting that people actually pour it all into a cup. I have not mastered that version, but really like this one. And this one you can kind of just play around. You can add colors over here. Sometimes you need a little extra water. And then just see how the yellow, ooh. Gotta see, some is definitely always gonna fall onto the table. That's why you definitely need it to be covered. Let's see, pour a little bit of that one. Add some paint back to its original periwinkle color that I had. And whoop, got a little on the floor. No big deal, as long as you make sure to clean it up before it makes too much of a mess. And so since I have a good bit of paint on here, I'm going to start being sure that I get it all on. All onto either the canvas or onto the mat that I have underneath. See, my hands are getting messy. This is definitely not a project to do if you don't want to be a little messy. Had the weather been better today, I would have preferred to work outside actually, but I'm working with what we've got here. So I added green, and you can watch the way that green just takes over the whole page. This whole stretched canvas that I have here. All right, need more colors. You add them. You can see that there's a pool gathering down at the bottom. This is definitely a project for slightly older kids. If younger kids want to do it, you need total supervision from your parents or from one of your caregivers, just as not to make a big mess. But it's a fun group project, you know? And everyone can take turns to pour the paint or to choose the colors. See the purple. As you go, it's pretty cool because you can keep adding as you believe necessary, enough paint to cover all of your white spaces. It doesn't have to be in any rhyme or reason. Some people actually like to leave it as it is right here, where I've actually left all of the white space around. Another thing that I like to do a lot of times is take sparkles and add them afterwards. Another thing that you can do is take that tool that you had to mix up your colors. You can make little designs in it. So what you have here is just an abstract, beautiful pour paint design. And you can add to it as much as you want from here, but I think I'm gonna leave mine like this. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I'll see you next time.